ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be live commentating some SCT games between our friends on the Taylor server. So this is a win or go home match for both of these players here. Which obviously is excellent. We love some steaks. Yippee! Yeah, we love some steaks. Yippee! Yeah, we love some steaks. Let's go full screen here. Alright, so we got 16. So we're playing a Jarina versus Arabella matchup, and a tie on 16 there. So my not so bold prediction for this matchup is Arabella. Yeah, Jarina's really great at sticking to the board and making a bunch of bodies quickly, but Arabella is just that game plan but faster. So, you know, obviously we'll get to see how it plays out, and it definitely is interesting with Kaz on the play here, game one. But overall, yeah, I think for me, Arabella wins this one. Like about, you know, a little bit more than 50% of the time. But we do have Arabella going to 5, which does hurt a lot. Pussies? Esperson is a very interesting card. It is human, but it's not one of my most favorite cards in the format. But it works for Jarina because it's obviously a human. What do we got going on? Champion of the parish. Would Cecil. See, this is where you're like real sad. Is Kaz is now just drawing all their 1 mana dudes. So you're like, okay, well now I need like a board wipe, or I'm gonna be real sad real quick. And obviously, going to 5, you probably don't have that selection in hand. We'll see what Arabella ends up doing here. Of course, we do have the one true pilot of the deck, Miss GoblinGirlie, aka Abby. For those of us on the server, on this deck. Looks like we're gonna kill the champion of the parish. Interesting, giving the card away to Esper Sentinel after you're already down some advantage. A lot of this for me is a game of just cards, and there's the product of that exactly, right? Where, okay, now, obviously there's no way to tell whether or not Cuz had the Fatal Push in hand before, but, you know, might have just given it to her. So, I understand the decision, and it's really rough going down 5. Honestly, I think more than anything, that's really gonna just cost game 1 here. Especially if there's just a follow-up piece of removal for this voice victory. Yeah. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, Jarina absolutely can slay. Like, this is exactly where Jarina wants to be. But Arabella is so fast. And in the sideboard, it does get the protection from black enchantment. Of course, this Dorina deck does get the protection from white enchantment, as we all know and love. Skynet Vanguard into Arabella is interesting. But we're going to see how this the extra card draw into the removal from Esper Sentinel is going to start to snowball quick, fast, and in a hurry here. Yaren, Corrupted Bishop. It's a 2/3 that makes a 1/1 when it enters, and another non-token dies. So attacking with Cecil. 2/3 of course here with Death Touch. Probably just going to end up taking 2 off the clearing for the Arabella. And Cecil does end up getting to flip here, which is great. But there's a non-zero chance you just see like an exile-based removal for it. Of course, notably speaking, Mom is on the field. So you would need 2 pieces of removal. Or you could just vote to ignore it and just try and win a damage race, which I assure you Arabella is more than capable of doing. And that does kind of seem like that's just what we're gonna maybe do here, is just opt to try for a damage race. Why are we... I am confused why they are paying 3 for this Enoch Shrek Leader. I think I might be missing something here. It's a creature. Weird. Anyway. Of course, it makes sense to attack with the Cecil here because it gets to essentially go in for free. Attacking with the Yaren. So it looks like everything but the Mom, which does make a lot of sense, and of course also strangely the human token, which is odd. This is a lot of damage though. Give up the Enoch Shrike Leader. Might just be a sacked arena play here. No, looks like we're gonna go through to damage. Lightning, for now at least. I'm a little confused why Esper Sentinel is not now dead. Maybe just haven't quite got there yet. I won't interfere. But Esper Sentinel should currently be dead. And there should be a 1/1 human on Kaz's side. Got blocked, of course, by that Skynet Vanguard. Arabella trigger for 3 and going in for 3. Flashing out a Spectacular Spider-Man as a blocker. I would anticipate most likely for Arabella here. Yep. And that does mean you could, in theory, mom it, if you so chose. Or Dorina it as well. I mean, you see how swingy this game can like potentially be. Like if there's a falls maneuver here, like this game gets a lot more interesting. But like going to 5 and then the snowball effect, like I was talking about earlier, from the extra card draw into the Esper Sentinel, which should be dead by the way. It's neither here nor there. Got some stuff going on. Ghost Fire Slice on the Cecil is interesting. Mom is up, but can't protect. Jarina would have to sack, which I think if you're Kaz, you're probably more than willing to do. Yep, we see the Jarina sack. Arabella's gonna die, and we could see a recast here in theory. I think there's very little reason. Yep, why not, right? Now this is a large amount of damage, and the Esper Sentinel that should be dead. I didn't miss anything. Kaz should also be at 4 more life. Weird. Anyway. So opting to not when I say opting, playing a tap land here. So no recast Jarina this turn. Tapping Yaren down. What are we doing with this Yaren? Swinging in? Swinging in. Swinging in with the mom too, which is 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13 damage. So this is lethal. If there were no blockers. Could sacrifice Arabella, and will choose to do so, and will live at 1 health. Although it should be 2. Oh, I did math incorrectly. It is 2. But it should be 3, because this Esper Sentinel should be dead. Because it got blocked by Psychus and Guard 2 turns ago. Anyway. Got 3 for a Tamik, Wielder of Law. One of the better creatures in the deck. And yeah, just like I said, cascading effects of giving that extra card and obviously going to 5 is really rough for any Boros deck. Oh, true, the Shockland. Like I said, if you missed it, this is win or go home. Like, one of these players is advancing to go into the lower bracket. The other one, their tournament's done. So, it's a great day to be a Titan Leaders player. It's a great day to watch some games. So, looking forward into this bracket, either of these players has to face Ral as their next possible matchup, which is obviously a different kind of scary from both of these decks. Jarina is kind of a dedicated anti-combo deck. Seeing an Ocelot right here, turn 1 from the Arabella. Swamp. Kill the Ocelot Pride. Yep, Orzhov gameplay. To the Bugbear, into Amtraptor. Amtraptor is an interesting card. I am not a fan. And that is exactly why. That's the best 3-drop in this whole deck. And you just ripped it and now it's gone. Like, obviously, if it was a 2-drop, casting it for free would have been great. But yeah, ripping your best 3-drop, and you're just so sad, right? Game with this Copper Goat Vanguard. Cosmerian and this Copper Goat Vanguard, they're besties. I always see this Copper Goat Vanguard every time I play against the Charina deck. I don't know what it is. Anyways. Will we see a removal spell for it, though? It would make sense. Yeah. Gonna see the Raining Volley come out. And looks like an Arabella cast. Like I said, swingy games. Both of these decks can go really fast. Both of these decks can be not so fast. Shark Specialist for Copper Coat Vanguard. She does buff the Specialist. And we did see the Raining Volley already. Now, Extraction Specialist is a card that I think that Arabella is actually on as well, which could end up being interesting for later. Of course, Jarina being natural graveyard hate. Ooh, seeing a Wildfire Awakener for X is 4? X is 3. Wait. 1, 2, 3. Addition. Why are there not 3 Wildfire Awakener Duggins? Oh, we attacked with the Ampraptor, that's why. I see. I missed it. Whoopsies. Wildfire Awakener is a great 3, though. It's just annoying. Which is exactly what you want. Speaking of great 3s that are just annoying, Adeline. Harder to kill in a Boros Plus deck. Song of Tots. Make some rats. This is gonna hurt. Yep, there's a swing out. That is 2, 4, 6, 8 Arabella trigger damage before we even get to go to blockers. Is this just lethal? No, not with the Extraction Specialist. It's close though. This is an interesting place though, because now, like, Toxic Deluge, for 1, clears the board. And you don't really mind paying that 1 because you have Extraction Specialist. Wasteland. Interesting. What are we gonna see? A Yeren. Go to 1. Obviously not nearly as impactful when you have Specialist, but still impactful. Attacking for 10 here. That's pretty good. Or 11. 12. Because Adeline. Adeline is a dumb magic card. Why do you gain so much life? Also... activated the lifelink on Yeren for Adeline. That's why. It's interesting being in the private channel because I can't hear the players, so I'm kind of having to follow the pace of the game a little bit. So quiet. What are we gonna see from Arabella here? It's interesting. You see board wipe. It would be pretty effective. Like a split up. We're just gonna see the swing out here. Activated the Coven encampment. Okay, go to 4 here. Ghost Fire Slice at this point would do it. Lightning Bolt would do it. Actually, if there's like another effect, like a gut shot. Probably fetching the Surveil here. Oh no, fetching for Plateau. Very interesting. What are we casting? Bolt. Bolt on Adeline, paying Ward. Finish off that Adeline, which is very smart. It's a very scary card. Ooh, Flowering of the White Tree. That's a good card. This is a lot like very swingy damage game. Yep. 2-0 swiftly as well, might I add. It's interesting to see. I mean, so overall, like, I think this game like goes either way. I predicted Arabella to win initially, just because I know how fast that can be, and also Boros bullshit. But I mean, you saw just how much work that extraction specialist just put in, you know, and going to 5 game 1 is really rough for if you're an Arabella player. I mean, you just never want to have to go down 2 cards. So overall, it's going to be interesting to see Rao go up against Irina, because Rao kind of just exists on a separate axis and just gets to kind of ignore Irina for the most part. Obviously, being a somewhat dedicated anti-combo deck does mean it does have some pieces, but sans blue, Rao can just kill you all at once. Oops, I win. So that'll be a fun matchup when it happens. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this matchup, and yeah, I hope that Kaz has good luck against Adri, and I hope that Abby, I hope you enjoyed playing in the tournament.